I'd like to thank you and Christy for meeting with me again this afternoon. And would you care maybe at the end of this meeting, we just kind of go to take 10-15 minutes to kind of ask, I want to ask you some questions regarding your plan and what you have kind of saved up and some kind of confidential things that you probably wouldn't mind to discuss with me at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. That's fine.
Awesome, awesome. All right, well, I guess first off, let me start kind of with Modern Woodmen. Have you ever heard of Modern Woodmen?
No, I'd never heard of them.
Awesome, awesome. Well, it's good to know. We like those answers because we like to talk about our great firm that we work at. Okay, we actually have more than 800,000 members. Okay, that's we've been growing ever since 1883. It's a long time.
Wow.
Going to be here, way before I was and way past us. We've actually been through many wars, and as a financial firm, the way that I kind of look at it, the way that kind of the industry looks at it, is if you can get through depressions, wars, market crashes, all that, it kind of shows the stability and the where we kind of stand within the industry.
Yeah.
We're actually are rated. I don't know if you know much of the ratings of the systems, but we're rated A by the AM, which is basically one of the highest ratings that you can receive through our financial industry.
Okay.
Okay. Basically, when we sit down with our families, we like to go through our planning for life.
Okay.
And basically, we got a few steps here. It'll take a couple minutes here, but we're going to go through each step, and that way we can kind of discuss throughout our will, and then we'll kind of get down to the nuts and bolts later on whenever we kind of get some more information from you. Basically, our first step in our planning for life is protection.
Okay.
Now, let me ask you this: do you have life insurance?
I've got a little bit through my car insurance company.
Okay, that's good. You're actually better off than a lot of families.
Yeah.
Now, I will ask you later on down the line here: is it sufficient enough? But
Yeah.
we'll kind of just go through. But basically, what we say in our plan for life is protection is the foundation.
Okay.
You know as well as I do, with any house being built, if you don't have a good foundation, the house is going to fall down once upon a time.
Yeah.
Kind of like with all the storms we had. It's gonna crumble.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm not saying that life insurance is the only type of protection, but we actually offer a couple different types that will enable you down the road to protect your family. We got basically we're gonna highlight three different types. Our first one obviously is our life insurance. Our second one is our disability. Now sometimes your employer will kind of dabble in that, sometimes not. So we offer that as a private plan as well. And our third, and really truly, it's becoming more important because obviously nursing home and retirement homes are just getting out of hand with cost. And so we actually offer long-term care insurance to help supplement that and to pay for that. Okay. Now, moving forward, our next kind of key that we like to go through before we go much farther is our savings. Now let me ask you this: do you have 6 months of income saved up?
Probably not.
Probably not. Okay, well that's the answer I wanted to hear, and the answer you're probably not want to hear is before we save for retirement, we need to get this in line. Okay. Before we start saving for that Myrtle Beach trip or Destin trip, wherever we're going, we need to make sure we have 6 months of income saved up for water heater blowing out, heat and air going out, whatever it may be. Car breaks down on the side of the road. We need to make sure we have in a plan to protect that and to kind of get you to where if something like that happens, we can kind of get everything in line to where it's not going to hurt you down the road. Okay. We'll get in that a little bit deeper down the line whenever I start asking you some more questions. But next thing is retirement planning. Okay, 99% of the families that I meet with, the one thing that they're going to circle and that they think they won't need help with is retirement planning. My answer is yes, you probably do, but there's obviously other things, as you can see, that we need to discuss.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this: at your employer, do they offer a 401k?
Yeah.
Do they match any percent?
Yeah,
okay.
we've got a solid benefit plan where I work.
Okay.
We've got 401k and
Okay, good. That's good. That's actually a very good plan. I will say most employers nowadays are kind of straying away from the matching contribution. And I will say this, my advice to you, you better take full advantage of it. Whatever, say it's 3%, whether it's 4%, whether it's 5%. I don't mind what it is. You need to be putting in whatever they're matching, you put it in. Now, going from there, moving forward, we'll need to sit down and kind of discuss whether Plan A, if you go more than, say they're matching 5%, if you want to put 10% into that, whether it be more beneficiary to you to put it into that, or whether it be more beneficiary to maybe me help you out down the road with getting some retirement planning done with that.
yeah.
But other than that, obviously you got the golden number. Okay, the golden numbers, whatever it may be. It might be 65 for you, it might be 60 for you. That's what this means, is that we're going to try and get you to that number, whatever you want it to be. Okay. Now moving forward to our next kind of our step is retirement distribution. Basically, kind of summed up real quickly, is how are we going to get your retirement distributed out to you and your family? Okay, so say your golden number is 65 years old. From 65 on, Blake and Christy and Benjamin, that's going to be, you're going to get X amount per month, X amount per year, whatever it may be, to get you, kind of moving forward for your retirement distribution. That's all that kind of needs to be. You can read on that a little bit more, but just to kind of sum it up, it's just to get your distribution out. Now, one of the biggest steps in our plan that a lot of families kind of think one of two things. I don't need estate planning because I'm not wealthy enough, or I just don't have the time, or I just don't think it's serious enough.
Yeah.
I will say with estate planning, let me ask you this. This is a real good question. Do you want the government to decide where everything's going for you when you pass on?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. All right, good answer. That's what this is. Okay, basically summed up, we need to sit with your attorney. If you have an attorney, if you don't, I know a great one that I know very well that I trust. If you don't have a CPA, we need to get with a CPA that you trust, and that me, you, and him can sit down and kind of discuss what we have going on in our estate planning, because your answer was that you don't want it to go to the government. Well, that's what we need to make sure we do right here. Okay, so basically, it's for anybody and everybody. Okay, whether you have 4 houses, whether you have 1 house, it doesn't matter. The wealthy, the middle, or the low, it doesn't matter where you stand. Everybody needs to make sure they're doing some estate planning, just so we're aware of going through probate, so we don't have to go through all that, and we make sure your loved ones are taken care of and not have to worry about the burden of him having to fight the government along with your loss as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, our next 2 steps. Obviously, you're not a business owner, but you might know of some business owners, and we do basically some business planning. Okay, we sit down with a business owner and kind of discuss our plan that we can go through, make sure that their business is moving towards the right direction. A lot of businesses, I'll be completely honest with you, I meet with business owners and they don't know what they're going on tomorrow.
Yeah.
And as a business owner, it's scary to know that you have those type of people out there that they don't know what tomorrow holds for them. And that's where we come in and we sit down with them, get a plan together to where they can A, pass it on to the loved ones, B, send it to someone they trust, maybe someone already in the business with them. And we just sit down and come up with a good plan with them, so where they know where they're going and they know what they've got. Because a lot of owners, you ask them, how much do you have overhead expense? They have no clue. Okay, and that's a question that's a very important question that a lot of owners want to try to stray away from, and they need to know that answer.
Yeah.
Okay, our last kind of step is our employee benefits. Okay, basically summed up, we sell employee benefits. Okay, we can do 401ks, we can do health plans, we can do, you can see we sell the SEPs, the Simples, the 403s. Another couple different things that I like personally is our executive bonuses, our split dollars, and our supplemental executive retirement plans. Those are good things that for business owners that are very key things that they might not think that they need, but they probably do need.
Yeah.
Okay, but we won't worry about that. You know, obviously, since you're not a business owner. Let me ask you this. For my last question here, before we start getting some information, out of our plan for life, what is your biggest concern?
Probably just savings and getting mature enough to get to retirement plan.
Okay, that's a good answer. So here's what. Let me stop you right there. Here's what I suggest we start doing. Okay. Like I told you in the beginning, I'm very passionate about protection. I'm very passionate about what you've not earned yet is what we need to protect. Okay. Now I know we discussed you have a little bit of life insurance moving forward, but is it self-sufficient or is it sufficient enough to get you and your family what they need if you say you pass on?
Yeah.
Okay. So kind of going through here. Let's before we go to savings, I'm going to start you with protection. Okay. That way we just kind of start there, and then that way we get a good foundation, and then obviously we'll go to our savings as our most important key.